Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Little bit of puppy dog porn. There's Bindi down there having a snooze. Spot's on the other side of the desk there, so I can't show them to you because I've got stuff behind the computer. But yeah, this is their safe space away from that pesky kitten as a couple of old dogs. Okay, what do I want to have a look at in this particular video? Yes, I know it is Sunday. Got a busy day tomorrow. A lot of topics coming across the desk at the moment that I've been noting, and I really need to get some cleared. Now, there's just so much that's coming out at the moment. Please share yourself around the readers. We've got Rosie's Insights, we've got Touched by Tarot, we've got Denise Knight, we've got Danny Shea. Who else? Susan Lynn. Who else do I? Tarot Down Under. Who else do I get to watch? There's a lot of them. I don't get it. David from Tarot by the Bay and Twin Tarot, 2 channels there. I don't get a chance to watch all the videos, simply not enough hours in the day. But a lot of us are now starting to do one topic videos because there's just so much, and the topics themselves need a bit of a deep dive. Not all of us can cover all of them, so you're not expected to watch everything. So pick and choose what it catches your interest. So entertainment only. When I want to have a look at this particular reading, I want to have a look, and Sergey Lavrov appears to be missing in action. Sergey Lavrov, Putin's long time foreign minister. He missed the Russian Security Council meeting. That was a bit odd. The Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov came out and said, "Oh, there's no truth in the rumors." What rumors? What rumors are there no truth in? Because the rumors have just been saying he's missing. He didn't attend. So I want to have a look at that. Now, also the one that was recent. There's so many Dmitris and Dimitrovs around at the moment. My guides keep telling me that it is a Dmitri that is in charge of the Kremlin at the moment. I haven't been able to pick Putin up for about 18 months, so I have no idea where he is, whether he's the corpse in the drawer that I keep seeing as they pull out 3 drawers deciding which one to put on display. Or whether he's ill or in a coma, etc. Because we know that every public Putin that we're seeing is a body double, and it's just so obvious. Oh, in other news in regards to that, Alexander Smirnov, who I believe was Ukrainian-born, Ukrainian-Israeli parents from in the US, was the FBI informant, apparently, that gave all the false info about Biden and Hunter getting all sorts of money from Ukraine in exchange, Ukraine Energy Company. It was all fake. It was all false. And he found himself in prison. Well, he was there for all of about a month before apparently he was very quietly released. And hasn't been seen since. Now I've got a feeling he's out of the country, and he may even have snuck onto Orban's plane. I mean, Orban would know about that. Orban from Hungary was recently in the US. We know that he very much sides with Russia. There was even the press conference. I was just shaking my head about and I really come on, press, come on, journalists, follow up your questions when it's obvious that they're either not answering or they're lying about something. Things so obvious that when they make a lie or they divert and don't answer the question. But anyhow, I want to get back to Sergey Lavrov, missing. Now, apparently he's also touted as not going to be attending the G20 in South Africa. They are going to send Russia is going to send a junior official. Where do I go? with this. Okay. Now, apparently, Sergey Lavrov was the one that was organising the Budapest summit, which is not taking place. Apparently, there was a call between Lavrov and Rubio where it was decided that it wasn't going to take place. But I just want to have a look because apparently Sergey was 75. My goodness, he looked about 20 years older. All that vodka, perhaps. And my guides apparently had said several weeks ago about a top Russian official being unalived. So I'm going to use the runic tarot. I know that was a bit of a burbly. I'm not quite sure where to go with this. Well, first of all, I suppose my first question is he still kicking around? Because they do have a habit of unaliving particular people. Now, where is the the Syrian guy? Haven't seen him since he went to Rusky with all his money in tow. And I've noted this down too, actually. I've just a little box on the side. If you're coming across ICE agents, first of all, record, wouldn't hurt. But feel free to remind them of the Nuremberg trials because there will be records of who they are in the government system because they're getting paid. Tax records, payment records, contract records. Just remind them, have you considered what happened during the Nuremberg trials? Most of them probably wouldn't even know what the Nuremberg trials were. But entertainment only. So let's have a look. Sergey Lavrov is missing. Didn't turn up for the Russian Security Council meeting. Apparently he's not going to attend the G20. Now, one would sort of think that if he was just ill, they would still slot him in for the G20 because that's not until, when's that, 22nd, 23rd? That's not for another couple of weeks. If he was just down with a head cold or something like that, they would still have him going. Ooh. As I split the deck and poker shuffle, we've got the Emperor and we've got the ending, the world. I don't know that he's still walking on this earth. He was a real Putin ally. Putin's not the one in control at the moment. Let me just put that, just like the Orange Twerp's not the one in control either. That would be Miller and Ellison and Teal and nobody who got elected. But let's have a look. Sergey Lavrov. Where is Sergey? Oh, you want me to stop? Okay, Sergey Lavrov. Don't know if your guides are as bossy as mine, but let's have a look. Sergey Lavrov, where is he? Okay, the close supporters we've got here, the circle of support. I think these are the close advisors of Putin. So he was in a circle. So this is the here and now. He was in a circle, challenged by the Knight of Swords. Something rash happened where the sword of truth was drawn. His challenge is something rash where the truth was being brought forward. Where is Lavrov? Right, he may not be unalived, but he may be, well, in the here and now so far, the Nine of Pentacles, which is very much about, if you have a look at this particular card, in a luxurious fort. Let me put it that way, in a luxurious fort. In the past, hanging on to what is really important and letting the rest burn. This could also be trying to keep under wraps what they don't want let known. News might come out very shortly that Putin's deceased. I think he's been deceased for a while, but news itself might come out fairly shortly, especially when Russia is so badly losing this invasion. The Orange Twerp said apparently 7,000 troops a week they're losing. 1,000 people a day Russia are losing. I don't think he misspoke there. I think they're real figures. And then Moscow, with a drone attack from Ukraine, was plunged into complete lockdown darkness. Okay, where's this going? Three of Swords. Betrayal, loss, despair, treason. One step off being beheaded, very potentially. Stabbed in the back and betrayed. I think he's made a run for it. The Four of Wands. Trapped. Him and his wife, potentially. I don't know if he has a wife. I assume he does. But trapped by his own words. Something is externally, so this is going forward, externally, something really big is about to be exposed with the Sun card. Something really big is about to be revealed. Internally, secret plots going in, Nine of Cups, secret plots going on in the dark corners. Hopes and fears, justice coming for him. And it can be divine justice. It doesn't need to be legal justice. The outcome, Lavrov. He has a really, really major decision. He knows where the bodies are. You've also got this corpse strung up. Two of Swords. He's got a really difficult decision. He's always been this wolf, this warmonger wolf, but you've got the corpse strung up in the trees here. The Magician and the Six of Swords, the fleeing card. But where would he flee to? This is a get out of dodge card. And then the Ace of Cups, a cleansing, a new beginning, and out in the cold. This could also simply be the Magician, the manifestation of something new that is going to move the truth forward to a new beginning with the Ace of Cups, and Lavrov is part of the old that has found himself and the Tower card. I get the feeling that he was very strongly encouraged to go away and be quiet because he's no longer on the inner circle of whatever is coming. You've got here the King of Cups, the negotiator, the diplomat. Now, I know Lavrov was the foreign minister, but this doesn't feel like Lavrov himself. This is some new sort of negotiation, bringing forward the sword of truth about the disregard for human life and the corruption that has happened in the past, something unexpected out of left field. And we've got the Hermit, the isolation, the Ace of Wands, setting fire to all that has gone before, and a new beginning. And then we've got the Judgment card. And a lot of information coming out about those that were connected with the devil I feel like this is change of guard time. Connected with the devil, who is still chewing on this crusty old branch, but you've got this squirrel with this new and work going on behind the scenes to bring forward volatile new information and about, and this is, I'm getting stability of government here. I think this Moscow was the attack on Moscow. Now, it wasn't Moscow itself, it was about the energy supply to Moscow. This is why, okay, I'm getting that was why it triggered Orban to visit with the Orange Twerp, because we know that he is the go-between between the Kremlin. Is Sergey Lavrov missing on the outer, been told to retire to his country estate because the Kremlin is ready for a change. Okay, thank you. Did the attack on the Moscow energy supply put the willies up them? Really drive it home. Two of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and then the work going on behind the scenes. The uber wealthy suddenly realised that they weren't immune. A volatile reality was brought to them, and the Ten of Pentacles planting the seeds for the new beginning, and then the Nine of Wands. Wounded, back up against the wall, having to come up with a new plan. And then we've got my Yulia Navalny card. An offer being made for peace. Yeah, I think we're suing for peace. Something's really changed in the Kremlin here. Is my vibe that I'm getting. Okay, what I want to have a look at. Okay. Yeah, okay. They're just telling me just to do a bit of a deck refresh. So what happened 2 weeks ago, if you remember correctly, the Orange Twerp came out and said when he was in Asia that the US need to start nuclear testing again. And apparently last week there was word out of the Kremlin saying that they need to start nuclear testing again. So, gee, shock, horror. They both are saying the same thing. But something feels shifted here. Something feels shifted. Well, the Lovers, the fading misogynistic, the rise of the feminine, some sort of contract and agreement that was made in strength. Hard work happening behind the scenes with the Eight of Pentacles, because doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is not working. In the past, the King of Swords, a new strategy being brought forward. And the Ten of Wands again, planting end of a cycle, end of the current messaging cycle, and planting different seeds for the next stage. Again, there's that Two of Swords. It's a crossroads moment. And this is my Zelensky card, the King of Wands, but it could also simply be a new leader steps forward. internally. The Knight, so we've got the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Volatile information coming forward and then a new message. Six of Pentacles being thrown, hopes and fears being tossed out of the ranks and the ranks closing behind. Secrets being revealed with the Moon card, the Hermit, and then the Four of Pentacles. Setting fire to what has gone before. Now this, I know it's not the cycle of it, but let me see if I can find new beginning. Sorry, that was the next card, but what I was looking for, let me just race through and see if I can find it. This card. This longboat here is the longboat of the raping and pillaging and attack. I think there's a change of guard in the Kremlin underway. And there's the Sun card. As I went through that deck, right next to it, the Three of Swords, and then the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, there's the Surrender card. So we've got the Knight of Swords, a harsh truth coming forward about the ship not able to enter harbour, and then the surrender. I think we're about to witness a change of leadership in the Kremlin, a change of the guard in the Kremlin. Now I have been saying for ages, since the start of the invasion in Ukraine, that there will be an interim government. It'll get to the stage where there will be an interim government with a male in charge, and then it will be a shift to won't be a democratic style government, but it will be a new form of governance in Russia. And I do see Yulia Navalny quite prominent in that new governance, but there's going to be an interim, and I think the shift is underway for the interim. Okay, can I just have a quick look? There's that Two of Swords again. Is there going to be an announcement soon, fresh these cards, of the passing of Putin, Putin? Show me, is there going to be? I mean, you can't throw 7,000 a week, 1,000 a day. I think the blackout in Moscow really gave them, put the willies up them. Let's have a look. Will there be an announcement in the near future of the passing of Putin? There's that 4 again. Yep, I think there's going to be. At the moment, holding on to what is really precious, and oh gosh, and the next card, again, planting the seeds for the future. The Justice, the Magician, Two of Swords, and then some sort of contract and agreement coming forward. Manifestation, divine justice, or actions having consequences. A decision needs to be made about what to do with the corpses, and then an agreement being bought. I think, yeah, I really think yes. And on the top, guess what was on the top? These were all on the bottom. This is on the top. And then we've got the Ace of Swords, and we've got Russia. I think yes. I think it's pretty think it's pretty imminent that, sorry, I was just looking to see what the next card was. Yeah, I think there's going to be an announcement that comes out about the passing of Putin. This is part of changing the guard. I do, I keep getting that there's going to be a public taking out of one of the body doubles. So who's this? Is this, you know how I kept getting that nuke feel about like in a silo? It feels like that's ebbing. I hope so. Or it might be one last gasp type thing of not wanting to give up the power. Okay, I'm going to pop that away. Yeah, I think Sergey Lavrov has been sidelined. I don't think he's unalive. I think he's been sidelined as there is a change happening within the Kremlin. Okay, see how it plays. Loved you all. Take care.